How about your baby about to be born and he don't got Pampers, wipes, or food? How about your mama fucking your best friend and y'all both just finished school? But it's okay, she thinks it's cool. You're in her way, it's time you move. And you just paid all her damn bills, so you feel like a fool. So what do you suggest I do? You think you know? You got no clue. So please don't tell me what you think I ain't been through. I don't give a fuck, they don't like me. They don't like me. They don't like me. I say I don't give a fuck, they don't like me. They don't like me. Oh no, I don't give a fuck.
Welcome to Ages 10. I'm getting my voice back. Yes. But I do want to talk. I'm going straight on in. Everybody know if you watch me all the time, you know I go straight on in. And what I want to talk about is several things. I want to talk about Trump comment. Trump made a statement 2 days ago. And I'm going to read it. I'm pulling up everything right now that I had it. But, you know, everybody familiar with my little computer. Trump made a statement that slavery days was good. It was a good era. And, but 4 days ago, he was trying to direct his attention to us as African Americans so he could get the votes. And he was saying that he's trying to get jobs for African Americans. He care about African Americans and yada yada yada. So I think that the jobs that he was trying to say that he was going to get for us is slavery. Because he said, Donald Trump calls the slavery era a good time before reaching out to black votes. So, I'm like, okay. He said in the 1700s, this is what Trump stated. Trump's who campaign slogan, oh my God, get out. Excuse me. Trump's whose campaign slogan is making America great again. And I already said what he mean by making America great again. Make America white again. That's basically what he was saying. So he said the views that 1980s as the time when things was good from the nation, though he also heck back and said 1700s and the early 1800s, the Industrial Revolution was certainly, in terms of economically, that was when he started to grow. Trump said, I like the Ronald Reagan years. I thought the country had a wonderful, strong image. But he likes the 1700s and the early 1800s. He wasn't even born at that time. But, you know, the radicals, the white supremacists, will sit up here and listen to him and don't know their history at all and say, yeah, you're right. How will he know? He doesn't know his history. How do he know how good it was in the 17 and 1800s? Why? How do he know his father didn't even know how good it was in the 17 or 1800s? Basically, he's saying it would be great to have slaves again. So he wouldn't pay for it and he wouldn't have to file bankruptcy because it would be free labor, like how America have been built. America have been built on free labor. That's why he loved talking about the 1700s. I just want people to go back and start reading their history. Of course, he's going to say, I love the 1700s or the 1800s. That he knows, by the way, he doesn't know anything about the 1700s or the 1800s. This is what Trump said. He loved the 1700s. It was good for the nation in the 1700s and the 1800s. So how would you know, Trump? I mean, people, most white supremacists will sit up there and say, yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right, Trump, you're right. But you don't even know your history. It wasn't good for us, but you're trying to get our votes. I mean, you was in Milwaukee not too long ago saying, I want the African American votes. But you're going back and say, Trump, saying that you love, it was good for the nation in the 1700s and the 1800s. So, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get the black votes? Or are you trying to put us back in slavery? Because it wasn't good for us. We was in slavery. So, you're just back to your little slogan again. I want to make America white again. That's what you're back doing. You're forgetting about this. So, your problem is, thank you, Trump, for talking about you love to go. The nation was great in the 17 and 1800s. I guess it was for white supremacists and slave owners, but it wasn't good for us. So, I think Trump just saying stuff, and a lot of white supremacists are following him, and they really don't know their history. And then again, they might know that part of history of slavery, because they really want free labor. Free labor. You keep on dreaming that you're going to get free labor. Keep on dreaming that. So I really want to talk about, I talked about Trump and his comment about the 1700s and 1800s, but then I want to talk about, and I am going to play a video, if I can get it up, about the doctors that I put it on my Facebook. I tell everybody, if you want to know a lot of stuff, I put a lot on my Facebook and my Twitter accounts. And before I record, because I only record Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So I'm still, sometimes I broadcast on my Facebook, and other times I put a lot of videotapes that I have looked up and found on my Facebook and my Twitter account. So who's following me on my Facebook and Twitter account, they would know what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about Hillary. Hillary, again, if I have a choice with Hillary and Trump, I will vote for Hillary. Hands down. I still talk about the policy that her husband put out really hurt the African American community, but I can't blame her. We just have to see what, and I'm not going to be dumb about it. I'm just going to have to see what she's going to do. But it's like the Republicans are working their ass off, are really trying to get this woman to step down as the presidential candidate. I don't know what their game. Because I was watching this video, and I really hope that I can get it up, because it was a doctor that, let me see. Okay. This Dr. Drew, who was he's so concerned. And he's so concerned about Hillary health. And I was listening to it, and it was like, wow. I'm like, you going to talk about the health now? Let me see what sometimes I don't comment about some of people comments down here, but it's crazy that I saw one comment and they said, but I do want to hear this, and then I'm going to get back to the comments. But I want to hear, I hope this play. I want you guys to hear the recording of this doctor so concerned about her health. Oh, Donald Trump is older than Hillary.
But the fact is, she released her medical records some time ago. And if you listen to my show last week, I just called a friend of mine, Dr. Robert Heisinger, who's an excellent internist pulmonologist, and we just dispassionately sat and evaluated the medical record that she had released. And based on the information that she has provided, and her doctors have provided, we were gravely concerned, not just about her health care, not about her health, but her health care.
Why?
Well, it's hard for people to understand. I mean, both of us concluded that if we were providing the care that she was receiving, we'd be ashamed to show up in a doctor's lounge. We'd be laughed out. She's receiving sort of 1950 level sort of care by our evaluation. So we took a look at her record, and here are the basic facts. She had 2 episodes of what's called deep venous thrombosis. Common problem, blood clots in the leg. She also has hypothyroidism. And she'd been treated for hypothyroidism with something called Armour thyroid, which is very unconventional and something that we used to use back in the 60s. And both he and I went, that's weird. And by the way, wow, Armour thyroid sometimes has some weird side effects. Oh, well, okay. So she goes on Coumadin. That's weird because Coumadin really isn't even used anymore. Now we use Eliquis or Xarelto, things like this. Certainly somebody, the presidential candidate, would get one of the newer anticoagulants. Then she falls, hits her head, and as a complication of that has something called a transverse sinus thrombosis. This is an exceedingly rare clot. I've only seen one of these in my career, which is a clot in the collecting system for the cerebral spinal fluid.
So, I don't want to play all of it, but it's about clots and everything. So, they're basically really trying to make her look like, oh, she's not suitable for the presidency. I mean, Trump is not suitable at all as well. And I definitely say, no, Hillary, I'll vote for you. Trump, no, I'm not going to vote for you. Because I really don't want to be a slave. And I am trying to become a Speaker of the House of Representatives. And I really don't see myself being your slave at all. But I was watching a comment on here, and the guy said that Hillary is a criminal. Why is that so? Why is it? Why is Hillary a criminal? Is it because you listen to the news media? Is that the reason why you say she's a criminal? I'm trying to figure it out. Why? I'm asking one of the guys, whoever on here, saying Hillary is a criminal. Why is it? They went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said they're not going to prosecute her. Not at all. So you said Hillary took cash. Prove it. You know how many other presidential people out here, senators and Congress and Congresswomen who have taken money. So do you think that anyone in that White House is perfect? Come on. You guys are thinking that people in the White House don't think about yourself. Do you guys think everybody in that White House is perfect? No one is perfect. At all. Stop thinking that they have to rise above. That is so ignorant. Stop thinking that. You hope that they can do what you ask them to do. They are mostly everybody in that White House is under somebody's pocket. So stop thinking that they have to be perfect. But they can solve certain things. They can't solve everything because United States is not on this earth by themselves. They're on the earth with China, Russia, all these people. So they have to make agreement. And I talked about this before. Anyway, do you actually think United States is own United States? United States do not own United States. China owns United States. We owe so much of money to China that you'll be surprised. That's why when I have people come on here, please know what you're talking about. And when you say something, and everybody who I see, because I'm looking down the names or anything, like one saying Hillary has a penis and stuff like that, I'm going to block you. I don't want you on my show. I don't tolerate ignorance. I don't have time for it. I am a person People can have their own opinion, but when you have ignorance in your mind, in your mindset, I will block you. Because I do not tolerate ignorance, because it's bliss. I don't have time for that. And I will go down the line after I get off and block your ass. Because that means your mindset is so beyond and it's with the white supremacists that I have no time for it. So that cooler shooter, I'm going to block you. Yeah, I'm going to block you. After I get off here, you really need help in life. A lot of you guys don't want to really know about politics. You say things because you look at the media. You get on here, and I usually don't. I'm gonna stop looking at the comment anyway. I usually don't look at comments, but sometimes it's curious to see their mindset, you guys' mindset. And when you watch the media, because they put out a lot of propaganda about African Americans and a lot of Caucasian, a lot of white supremacists, like they know about African Americans. that kills me. Just like they say they know about Africans. They live in a hut in Africa and stuff like that. That's not how they live. They live just like us, and they live better. A lot of but anyway, I'm not going to get off the subject. I'm not going to try to educate someone who's ignorant. But I do want to talk about another young African-American male that he was on point. I mean, I put this on my Facebook and everything. He was on point. He was talking about Michael Jordan. All of a sudden, Michael Jordan want to give $1 million to the police department. And he also wanted to give $1 million to NAACP. After all these years, now you want to speak out? No, Michael Jordan, keep your comments and keep your money to yourself. You have seen African American men been killed every day from the cops. And you have the audacity to give the cops $1 million? Is it because your sales of your shoes are dropping and no one? And I'm guilty of that. I bought 2 pairs of Jordans a long time ago. I no longer buy any of Jordans because I don't see my money going into someone who does not recognize himself as an African American, one. And he can actually speak on the behalf of police brutality, 2. And he can hold everything together as telling us as African Americans, or people of color, people in general, who's not white supremacists, who's not ignorant, to come together and unite. And I preach that all the time. We really do need to unite as a people, as people of color, as African Americans. And when he said that, I was like, yes, you are preaching, my brother. And I put that, again, I always put things like that on my Facebook. And I have nothing to hide. You go on my Facebook, but you will request. I will search down and see who it is before I allow you on my Facebook. So you have to request. On my Facebook is Anton, Antoin, Johnson 1459 at AT&T. You can go on there and request to go on my Facebook. But I do want to play a video of what this man, he really, I was like, yes, brother. And this Caucasian woman, you can tell she's basically, she didn't like what he was saying. And I'm like, say it, my brother, say it. He was like, the only reason why you're speaking out and you need to carry your behind back in is because you've been well-roaded and they're talking about you real bad. Don't speak up now. It has been a lot of African Americans being killed around this world for the past, since slavery. But Michael Jordan, you haven't been there in slavery, but you have been there all this time. So now you want to speak up after you left your African American queen and you went to a Caucasian that had her baby just like that on you. So a lot of athletes, and I commented on yesterday, I commented on my Facebook how a lot of athletes are sadly do not know that most of these white supremacist mothers breed their kids to go after highly rich, well-known athletes of African kings. But
Michael Jordan now has come out and donated $1 million to Police Officers Union and the NAACP because he believes those two organizations can lead and make positive change in America to stop the violence that's taking place between police and the black community and the black community responding to the abuse and killing cops. I want to say to Brother Michael Jordan, too little, too damn late.
Amen.
Where were you when little black boys were being murdered in America just for a pair of your Jordans, and you wouldn't open your mouth to say one damn word to our community or to their mothers because their kids was murdered just buying your sneakers? Where were you, Michael Jordan, when you were playing and we were fighting for equality in this nation? Where were you, Michael Jordan, before you became a billionaire to do something for black people with your resources, and then you give $1 million to the police department? Let me tell you something. I believe Michael Jordan did not come out of his own will. I believe that the powers that be in America brought Michael Jordan on out and say, you gotta say something and help quiet them down and calm them down. But where was your basketball Air Jordan voice for young black boys who was being murdered to buy your damn sneakers?
I do like the reference to kids being murdered for Air Jordans, and that does happen in a lot of inner city communities, unfortunately. Again, black on black violence is an epidemic. Michael Jordan, I think, is a man that is a businessman first and foremost.
Yes, he had that down pat. But I do want to comment on what she said. She always saying, it's amazing how Caucasian white supremacists really think they know so much about African Americans. It's more black on black crime. It's genocide. But in statistic, it's more white on white crimes, more Asian on Asian crimes, more Hispanic crime. If you live amongst each other, so you can't feed me that bull crap and that propaganda. You can't feed me that. If you live amongst each other, it's going to be more killing. So don't sit out there and put us out there like you always do, white supremacists, most Caucasians, that sit up there and say, oh yeah, it's more black on black crimes. No, the statistic shows that it's more African American crimes, it's more white on white crimes, more Asian on Asian crimes when they live amongst each other. So the propaganda that you preach on the media, the propaganda that these white supremacists have in their mind, because they watch the media, and they tell lies because they know so much about us. They know, here's the things. This is the crazy thing. They know so much about us that they really think that we like chicken. I see more Caucasians eat chicken than anything. I don't even eat chicken. Don't like it. They talk about we eat watermelons. They know so much about us. Why you don't know about your own self? Most of you guys don't even know you're European. You think your ancestors come from here. Most of you guys don't even know about your own history. I bet you I know about your history than you know about me. You never did. And you never took time out to know me. And I really don't care. Like I say, I don't care you accept me. I don't care. I don't want to be at your table. But you will respect me. You will respect me. So, I hit on the little comment about Hillary health. I hit on a comment about Trump saying that he wants to it was good for the nation in 17 and 1800s about slavery. But I do want to talk about this ex-Georgia cop that was talking, and I know a lot of you guys have not seen this video, and I might have to show this video. I'll let you hear it, but I want to show this video to you guys on Periscope. What he said about Black Lives Matter. And basically he called us. Now I want to get on the history about how this racism, because racism never existed before. But I want to get on it, and I'm going to have to. But I want you guys to hear this, and I want you to see this video. What this guy have a bullet. He have a bullet.
Greetings, Patriots.
Listen.
And you enemies of America that are watching this video. I want to address the recent unrest of Black Lives Matter. That's right, known as Black Lives Matter. And what happened last night in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. To begin with, based on everything I've seen, the officer acted properly. Stolen firearm, traffic stop, the guy running away with a firearm in his hand. If he didn't want to be shot, he should have stopped. Dropped the firearm. In fact, he should have stayed in his vehicle and kept his hands where, the police can see him, in the air or on his steering wheel. Now, the actions of the Black Lives Matter in the black community in Wisconsin has proven once again that Black Lives Matter is not just a hate group, but a domestic terrorist organization finding an excuse to loot store owners' homes and endanger the public at large with the actions of a bunch of animals. That's right. The looters in Milwaukee are a bunch of animals. Now, don't forget that Hillary Clinton and you, Mr. Obama, have embraced a domestic terrorist organization. The leaders of Milwaukee that incited this. I have a question for you, leaders of Milwaukee. If your homes are to be burned at some point in the future, what is going to be your reaction? Because that may happen, I predict. There's a good possibility that people, and I think I wouldn't really see a problem with it, that the homes of the leaders of Black Lives Matter, as I said before, need to suffer the same fate of what we saw in Milwaukee. That's right. The looters in Milwaukee. I was watching the news footage this morning. What did I see? I saw women and children. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, people, that I don't care if they're women or children, anyone coming out of the store should be shot on sight. They should be shot exiting the store. If they make it down the street, just take their asses out and shoot them in the back. That's right.
Okay.
And here's another answer.
I just want to show this because this guy saying, and I say this all the time, and wait, hold up. I have to show this video where he have the bullet with Black Lives Matter on here. He had the bullet with Black Lives Matter on here. And I just want to show that to people that, first of all, I want to address this. That he's saying he's going to shoot people. And I tell all my organizations who's really speaking out, you can't do violence to volatile people. That's the fine example. Did you hear what he said? We should get a gun and shoot every person that comes out of the store, women and children. He's volatile. But they love saying that African Americans are violent, volatile people. When we do violence, we learn it from our ancestors. Our ancestors learn it from their ancestors. When you go back to Africa, if you, and I said this before, if they was violent, you think they would have succeeded in Africa? If our ancestors was volatile, you think Europeans would have stepped on Africa? We're not volatile people. But they are. But they put the propaganda out and says that we're volatile people. We're not. So he said that Black Lives Matter is a terrorist. What's the difference from a terrorist and a racist? Look up your definition. It's no different. The only reason why they're trying to make Black Lives Matter as a terrorist, because they're speaking up. They're speaking up for African Americans. That's the only reason why they have a problem. Most Caucasians who are white supremacists have a problem with Black Lives Matter is because they're not taking it, just like they had a problem with Black Panthers. Just like they had a problem even with Bob Marley when he was putting in his music. They call him a rebel. Anytime someone speak up for a cause of people of color, you're a terrorist. So tell me, are you do violence? Are you a volatile? You're this, you're that. Anytime you want to speak up for African Americans, you're this. Tell me, somebody, you go in the dictionary now. You look up racism and terrorists. Tell me the difference. It's no difference. It's no difference. Stop this. Stop this. You people need to wake up. You wouldn't even have America if it wasn't for slavery. You turned around and had, instead of you doing your own buildings, because a lot of people don't know, Africans had their own city. They had their own city. They had everything. But people don't read their history. People don't want to believe that African Americans are highly intelligent. Africans. If you know about the pyramids, the 3 pyramids, on certain centuries, stars are lined up by those pyramids. Because our ancestors were intelligent. They still trying to figure out how they built the pyramids. Hell, Europeans knew that Africans, I keep on saying African Americans, Africans had their own cities before them. But they don't want to admit that we're highly intelligent. You don't have to admit it. Just look around you. Our people was brought over here on ships. Brought over here on ships. And still was so intelligent, invented things. Do you hear me? Invented things. We are intelligent people. And I want my brothers and sisters to realize, and I say it all the time, you are kings and you are queens. Never forget that. I tell everybody, when I have somebody who sit up there and call me a girl, I looked at them and I correct them real quick. They said, excuse me. And most of them are Caucasians. They said, excuse me. Yeah, you're excused. You will not disrespect me. I don't want to sit at your table. I don't. But you will respect me. Ain't no way that you're going to disrespect me. You disrespect my ancestors for years. I'd be damned if you going to disrespect me. No, I will not allow it. So I'm telling you, I want you guys to realize that you are kings and queens, and don't believe the propaganda that they preach out here and said you're not intelligent. Everything around this whole United States was invented by Africans and African Americans. So this is the reason why they want to put you down. They want to tell you you're nothing. They want to say that you're thieves. The biggest thieves are Caucasians. You want me to name them? Vanderbilt, Carnegie, Rockefeller. The biggest thieves are Caucasians. But they put that on us and say that we are thieves. Come on now. Stop believing the hype. Stop watching that news media. I haven't watched news media in so long. I don't watch that. I get my own information. Because when you continue to watch it like most of these white supremacists, these white supremacists sit up here and believe the hype and tell the lies and say that we are this. Hell, if it was up to them, we'll have bones in our noses and walk around here saying ooga googa googa googa. That's what they want to do. They want to preach propaganda. They want to put out these lies about African Americans. I tell people all the time, you can put out these lies about us all day, but in reality, we are real people. We built this country. We made this country than what it is. So you can't tell me some lies and I don't know my history. I know my history like crazy. That's why a lot of Caucasians look at me on my job, off my job. They look at me and they get pissed off. Because I'm like, hell, they love saying this. Go back to your own country. Hell, you first. I tell them, quick, you first. You go back. This not your country. This Native American country. What make you think this your country? Get out of here. It's not your country. Not your country at all. And I would never allow you to sit up here and say this is your country. Don't ever try to tell me some bull crap and think I'll eat it. I don't want, like I said, and I'm going to keep on saying, I don't want to eat at your table. But you will respect me. So I'm going to go and look at some of the comments on here before I say goodbye. I want to go. Anyway, let's look at comments. Why not respond to people? I'm responding to people now. What you want to know? I'm looking at Periscope people on my speaker.com. I have had a lot of ignorance on here. But see, when you come at me, no, I'm not on the train of Trump. No, I'm not. Not at all. I'm not trying to be a slave. That's right. Black Lives Matter right here. It does matter. And don't give me that blue lives matter at all. Y'all, blue lives matter, Caucasian lives matter have been mattering for the longest. Don't give me that. They do need to be in the city every day. I agree with that. I do. Terrorists. Look at racist and look at racism and terrorists. Look at that. Look at the definition. Don't come at me with that terrorist, Black Lives Matter is terrorists. If they're a terrorist, then you're a racist. Yeah, he is. I know he's trolling. He wants somebody to say something. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This guy said it's more racist in black communities than whites. Are you kidding me? You want me to give you a history about racism? It was no racism in a long time ago. It wasn't. That's why Africans allowed Europeans to step on Africa. It didn't become racism until a Caucasian or European. See, I'm going to school you because I have to school you. I'm on Periscope, people, my speaker.com. I'm finna school this person who don't know history. Racism didn't start until your people saying that you saw Africans was highly intelligent people. So you decide, hey, let me go ahead and make them out of species instead of people. So we're going to bring up racism. I know your mind can't get there. Now I want you to be, I know you're a little slow about it, whoever said that. You come on and say it. Democrats were slaves on her. See, why do I have to school people? Why? Why do I have to school people? Democrats were slave owners. Republicans were slave owners as well. Guess what? It started with the Whigs. Now, I know you don't know about your history. Come on, people. Get your history up. It started with the Whigs. Then Republicans. The Democrats split from the Republicans. The Ku Klux Klan started in the Democrats, and when the Democrats did not tolerate that behavior, they went to the Republicans. Know your history. Please know your history before you come at me. Now, I want you to ask me something I don't know. Don't come on here and say some stuff that I do know. Come on, stop. GOP of today used to be the Democrat. I just said that. The Republicans and the Democrats split from the Republicans. But I just said the Whigs. Do you know? The Whigs started. They used to have the Whigs. They called themselves Whigs. This is elementary, people. Come on. Say something that I don't know. Because you're not going to get on my show here and put out some propaganda, because I'm going to break you down. I told you guys, when you say something, you know it. Don't just say it. Stop preaching that news. You don't know nothing. Nixon was liberal. Nixon the one put the drugs out in the African American neighborhoods. Don't come with me with that Nixon shit. I told you I know my history. I don't even like, you know why I don't like the church? I don't like the church because they use God to control my people. Thank you. He was the drug dealer. He was the biggest drug dealer because he wanted to flood our community with drugs. Nixon did. Know your history. I'm here to try to teach my people about history. I read every day. I look up everything. Then why smoke it? I don't know. I never smoked it. You need to ask somebody. I don't know. Depressed? Oh, you saying depression? Depressed. Troll? Yeah, I can imagine. I guess they don't have anything. No, we're not. I'm not blaming everything on the whitey. You say whitey, Caucasian. I don't even say whitey. Why? Because when you look in the dictionary, it says pure, innocent. I don't even believe in that color crap. That's not a heritage. I'm saying Caucasians have caused a lot of problem in the United States. They even caused racism. And I just broke it down why they started racism, because they don't see us as people. They see us as species. It even shows in the Constitution that they have us down 3/5 of a person. So say something I don't know. Right, they do blame everything go Obama. They do blame everything go Obama. So I see that not too many people on here. That's why I say I like people who challenge me. And I want you to have a sense of knowledge. Don't get on here and don't have a sense of knowledge and you're ignorant. Ignorance is bliss. I tell people that I'm getting my JD. If anybody know what that is, Judas and Doctrine. I continue to see this guy always saying blacks more racist is this. I'm not even gonna address that. You want attention. And they can't, and I want you to know this, black African Americans can't be racist because they don't have the power, but they can be prejudiced. Go ahead and look. Will you please go and look up in the dictionary before you come back on my show? Yeah, I did see the new Trump. That was hilarious. That was crazy. It's not 3/4, it's 3/5 of a person. You say 3/4 of was Democrats. Okay, whatever. So, guys, make that knowledge. That knowledge. You got to gain that knowledge, man. Don't come on this rebirth in a new trend. Don't come on here if you don't know anything. Because I will read you. Sometimes I don't read the comments because I know it's ignorant people out here. But today I decided to read the comment. I don't know why. But you guys, I really don't know what, I'm speechless. And that's unusual because I'm really a outspoken person. No, I'm not a Trump supporter. I would not support slavery. I live in Missouri. I'm not a Missourian at all. I am from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I was raised with a Jamaican father. I was raised in a 2-parent household. I have nothing to hide. Everybody know I am a lesbian. But I love my people. I love my people. Anything else before I click off? You have anything else to say? To ask? Power to the people. I'm telling you. Anything else? Because every time I have people come on here, come you weak liberals on here. Yeah. They don't know too much. Educate yourself on the Federal Reserve. I know about the Federal Reserve. You need to educate yourself on the Federal Reserve. Not Q, babe. That's Trump loves saying Q. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I love you too. But anyway, I was trying to answer questions. Anything you want to know? It's crazy that a lot of people say about the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve, matter of fact, let me give you a little education because I've been educating people so much. A lot of African Americans don't know this. Let me see. Let me show you something. We are bought anyway. A lot of African Americans don't know that they're being bought. And my thing just went out. So, I just was on air of my Periscope answering questions. I'm going to go back on here and see. Just go back on here to see if anybody want to ask any more questions. And then I'm going to get off because I'm going to call it a day on my Periscope. But I just want people to know. Loading thing. But I just like to thank you guys for listening to me on Speaker.com. And really love you guys for the likes and listening to me. I answer a lot of questions, and I like to say it's been a good day. Love you guys.
I can't believe today was a good day. To the pad and hit the showers. Didn't even get no static from the cowards. Cause just yesterday them booze tried to blast me. Saw the police and they rolled right past me. No flexing, didn't even